Okay, in this video, I want to talk about what many of us probably call, and I have to even recently, petty behavior. Okay, and why it's on my mind is because I think we should stop calling it that, because the connotation, as if it's something little, that really is of insignificance. Because on either side, some people, when they say something is petty, they're not saying that, but the other person who's listening is thinking like that. It's not anything that's big, so why are you mentioning it kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, now the reason why I think that we should stop saying it is because this is, whatever it is generally abuse. Some kind of, not physical. It's not always just physical. Abuse is not just physical. But they're trying to basically push your buttons. Whether they're trying to get you to leave, to go, like they call it, crazy making. They make you look crazy. They're going to, so you look bad and they look good. Whatever it is they're trying. Or they're just had that entitlement that they deserve it and you don't. Whatever it is, it's abuse, So why are we calling it petty as if it's insignificant or very little? It's a little problem. Like I said, I just have recently done that. And I have a habit, and it's going to be hard to break, of not calling the behaviors petty. It's what we've always heard, isn't it? But yeah, and especially and some people say, well, if they do, somebody, like you're working with somebody and they have this little thing, they do something that really is to get at you, to push your button. It's just once. They just do it once. And you mention it to somebody and they say, they feel like, that's petty because it's just the one. But do you feel that way? Because it's just the one. Now, and some people think that if it then continues, after the one, then it's a problem. Well, it's a problem from the beginning, in my view. What about yours? Okay. But anyway, I've been thinking a lot about, people who do these petty things. And some of the petty things that people will do is just rather, surprising. But what I've been mainly thinking about is, do you as a person ever want to hear people talk about the petty things that other people do? At what point, like I was kind of saying, do you start feeling like the person who's telling you about it is petty? Or do you? Now, personally, I think the people who find it petty that you're talking about something they consider petty, got all that? They're petty. Yeah, but you know what I mean. They're, it's not about them, so it doesn't matter. That's what I see as more of a narcissistic or histrionic, cluster B type personality, a behavior, And so, but do you like to hear about that? And I have known and noticed over the years, from doing blogs from way back to 1999, I think, and forward doing videos, that people love the drama. They love when there's a drama going on, when there's some kind of controversy or something along that line. That's what they want to see, they want to watch. But is that really, or are they kind of learning from it? Whether a good way or a bad way, either way, they want to learn from it. So, I don't know. Okay, anyway, there's one. Another one is, how do you rate what is, when it, is this kind of abuse? When they're pushing your buttons, and everything they do is just what some consider little. How do you rate that? Now, here's one, like, I can remember hearing, like you're at work and someone takes your lunch. Okay, somebody, I'm totally shocked by that, because you have to think, how are they doing that? How are they going in and eating somebody's lunch, taking it from there? Especially if it's a small office, who would do that? But I don't know. I've heard stories of different places of people doing that. Now, some would say it's, a petty thing. Some would say maybe they didn't have money for lunch and they were starving and, whatever. But I mean, it can go on from there. Like if you have something in your, in the refrigerator at work, it's just one little thing, like some yogurt, and somebody eats your yogurt, which one's bad? Is that something that you would call abuse? I would, I would. But, okay, and it can go on from there, how are you going to rate what is what? Okay, anyway, I'm going to start talking more about these, and here's the other part I was about to say before that one walked out, was that, when at some point, like you have somebody who's talking about these things that many of us consider petty, does it get too much? Do you feel like they've gone too much? They've said too much too many times. It's gone on far too long. And it might not be the same people they're talking about each time. It might be different people. But at some point you start seeing them as the histrionic, them as the one that needs all the attention. Or do you? Or do you understand that these things don't just end? And if that person has to be, like if it's a job and they have to be around that person, this is going to continue. And that person needs a pressure release valve, the person who's having to deal with this kind of person that does these petty things to push their buttons. Yeah. Or they can be the person who just wants attention. So either way. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do more videos along this line. So just a fair warning and a heads up kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.